Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, February 15, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a reverse aging health call tomorrow night, Friday, at around 9:15 p.m. Eastern. A great quote from Osho: "Right now the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of the master. And the servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world and its laws. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny." A lot of people believe that the destiny is not, you can't change your destiny, which is not true. Since we are the Lord and Master of our directions, it is a proven fact that we can change our destiny. We can change our future. When it comes down to life-mind mastery within the great mystery, it is all about discovering the source of pure awareness inside. This is that simple, obvious awareness that is always watching, listening, and experiencing everything in our lives all the time. It is the light behind the movie screen of our minds, responsible for projecting the entire picture onto everything that we feel, sense, and see. It is responsible for shining the light on every single thought and feeling that we have about anything. It's always the source of what we're experiencing in every moment of our existence. Now, we don't give awareness enough credit. We rarely recognize that it's there and hardly ever take the time to sit down with it and relax into the source of it. The reason we take awareness for granted is because it is ever present, always here now, just like the air we are breathing. Yet, think about it. What if awareness wasn't present anymore? What would happen to our lives? Who would we be without awareness? Who would exist if there were nobody to be aware of our existence anymore? Now, sure, these are some deep thoughts to contemplate. Yet, when we do take the time to explore them, something magical happens. We start becoming more in touch with this divine state of awareness. Whatever we focus on is what we experience more of, and eventually manifest into physical action and form. Whatever we meditate on results in who we are going to become tonight and tomorrow morning. As we become more aware of the infinite spiritual source of awareness inside, we become more connected with what's totally in charge of what we're magnetizing. We can see each thought fly by and see exactly how each one is attracting, creating, and designing how our entire lives unfold and manifest. It is only when we become conscious of this perfect divine play manifesting inside us and all around us that we stop fighting ourselves, each other, and beating our heads against our inner emotional prison walls. When we stop pushing up against this life and start appreciating that everything is an aspect of the great sacred mystery, we start resonating at a higher level of consciousness. We begin feeling more expansive when we wake up in the morning and greet the day with a childlike curiosity. Creativity and wonder. So you shift to childlike curiosity, creativity, and wonder every morning. We do this because at the source of pure awareness, it's easy to realize there truly are no actual prisons in this infinite quantum field of intelligent energy. Prisons are only limiting aspects of our highly creative imaginations. If you name me, you negate me. Kierkegaard. On a karmic level, every one of us has a unique inner emotional prison. And this is part of their unique soul's destiny. Every human came here to release the lie their soul was fed. They came to re-experience the feelings of being confused, rejected, abandoned, hated, suppressed, depressed, stuck in order to transcend them all. We needed to step harder on thorn hiding in our shoe in order to stop hiking up this great mountain and remove it with love. At some point, every day, we each run into some feeling of being stuck, blocked, or challenged by something or someone. We feel limited, small, powerless, or suppressed from our full expression. Every human mind already has the program installed to throw itself into some emotional dumpster repeatedly. There are many little thorns hiding in our shoes that we are unaware of. Thus, something terrible happens in the outer world. We get dumped by a lover. We end up trashing our self-esteem, our love for life, our feeling of being empowered, and falling into some treacherous feeling of being locked up in an emotional prison we cannot escape from. All of this thorny karma we carry may sound to some terribly depressing. Yet it's good to remember that this universe is more loving, mysterious, and intelligent than we could ever imagine. There is a very beautiful yet obvious reason why this divinely intelligent, deeply eternal loving universe has set life up to throw each and every one of us through experiences of emotional pain, agony, suffering. The reason is so that we stop everything we are doing and become deeply inspired to evolve in a spiritual dimension. The spiritual path is the only way we can remove all our thorns and break out of our thick mental and emotional prison. Now, the only problem is that the mind tends to get lazy and wrapped up in old habit and would never search for the keys to our spiritual freedom unless we felt deeply trapped, imprisoned, or stuck. The mind loves to create these emotional prisons. These prison cells in the brain. as each one provides new fuel to blast off into a new experience of creativity, growth, evolution, movement, and eventually reach total liberation. So we all have these wonderfully perfect, prickly prisons constructed inside us. Each one is destined to create a deep yearning and desire to be free. We can reject this idea, ignore it, or accept it. Just notice what happens inside your body either way. This search for freedom is as much our destiny as the prisons we've placed ourselves in. There are no real enemies in this world. There are only imaginary shadows. The thorns in our shoes can be removed once we realize that they are also created by our own imagination. We must move beyond the mind. Choose to move beyond the mind through the unconscious, righteous mind that believes it is aware, yet is truly ignorant and not worshiping the great mystery 24 hours a day. It is this ignorance that is our only real enemy. The mind that is deeply stuck in thought and ego and will only strive to create something new when some form of horrific pain, fear, or slavery begins bubbling up inside us. And yes, the mind is imagining everything that we are experiencing right now. It is believing that our thoughts, beliefs, and all our limitations are real. It believes that they're real. It is entertaining the feeling that being financially stuck is real, and it isn't. Or that our relationships are never going to improve. Or we will always live in the same house forever. It has this idea that whatever challenging life experience we're having right now just may be that way forever. The sensations of emotional imprisonment sure do feel real, don't they? They feel very real. Yet, when we step back from them, we see they are just a conglomeration of negative thoughts. And when we step back from the mind with awareness, we can understand that we are the ones who have thrown ourselves into jail with our imagination. Now, from this awareness, then we can step out of jail just with using our sweet, simple, yet all-powerful imagination. The imagination gets us into the jail, right? And the imagination can take us out of the jail. How does that happen? You shift into positive things on what you want, okay? Because most of us are focused on what we don't want, and we create these prisons through the imagination. Now, we can get a pass out of jail that we can gift to ourselves. But we must choose to accept that everything and everyone in this life is a part of this deep, sweet, holographic, infinite mystery. It is this acceptance we stop feeling. In this acceptance, we stop feeling limited. We see how our imagination is co-creating everything, designing this entire thing we deem as reality. Then and only then can we understand what it takes to be free. By knowing what is creating thought, we stop believing in all of its fantasies. We realize that any potential feeling of slavery is a choice from here on out. We also understand that we always have the free will and choice in how we wish to interact and engage with any thought that enters the mind, and can keep it like a winning lottery ticket or toss it away like a used banana peel. So my invitation for you right now, for you, is to not hold on to any beliefs that show up about yourself, others, and this life. Because for reference purposes, how many times have any of us had these beliefs that we held on to that show up about ourselves and others in this life, and we hold on to them? We believe them, we create them, right? So, how about if we choose the mystery over certainty? Just because it's more exciting. It's simply more interesting to not know than to know. When we're living within the mystery 24 hours a day, we suddenly find ourselves becoming spontaneous, free from hesitation, doubt, and barely have any fear. It requires all the courage we have to keep choosing the mystery over the normal way of being human. Yet, we are much more likely to experience our fears as some weird bubbling state of excitement than something we run from. We might even see our lives as this wild, passionate birthing of random desires to engage and disengage from. Ultimately, it is a mystery of how long or short our life is going to last. Isn't it? For all of us, it's a mystery. 1 minute, you're here. The next minute, you're out of body. How many times you said, I just talked to that person. I just talked with them. So why don't we start embracing it now? When we embrace the mystery as a way of living this life, the mysterious way keeps us truly alive. We start abiding in a state of wonder and deep curiosity about everything, and we stop defining who we are. And we start realizing that truly we are actually indefinable. We start seeing amazing, intelligent energy is here now, directly in front of our eyes. As Wayne Dyer quoted, but it's difficult for a lot of people because of their prisons that they've created for themselves. Give love and deep eternal acceptance to those you encounter, and notice what happens. You give love to that person, they're a jerk. See, those things come in. The ego mind. The heck you expect me to give that person any kind of love at all? They're creeps. But what's inside of them is a God, pure consciousness. It's all about us choosing to be, choosing to have awareness or to acquire awareness about who and what we are. It isn't about out there. We've done that so many times, we've lost track of it. We've had so many lifetimes that it's like around and around and around every lifetime. Some more intense than others. Some where we weren't the greatest people on the planet. Some where we were just very reverent and loving and caring, and then all the in-betweens. But what do you believe stops us? What stops so many of us? Our mind. And the funny thing is that a lot of us know that the mind is an illusion. It isn't real. Nor its friend, the ego. And this is where we get caught and stuck. This is where we create prisons for ourselves, which are all illusion. But to us, they're very real. Many of us have, well, okay, so, and you manifest a situation for yourself. You don't, it's not like it registers, though. And you go, wow, this is great, oh, this is wonderful, I'm having such a great time, I feel so good. And then the ego mind comes in and says, yeah, well, you know what, nothing lasts forever. You better enjoy it while you can before the other shoe falls. See, that's stuff. That's illusion created by the mind, the ego, right? Because it's insecure. Now, what's the flip side of that? Well, it's because you master the ego mind and you know what it is, right? And you no longer are its slave. It is your slave. This is all crucial in our evolution. So then what happens? Well, you begin to master your thoughts, so you know which thought that you want to send out, right? And which thoughts you don't care to send out. See, every one of us are the master and commander of our lives. Well, people say, well, what about these random things that come in that we have no control over? That's an illusion. Everything, even the things that kind of, slam up against us, and where did that come from? Came from you. Came from something in the subconscious or unconsciously. But it came from you. You may get thoughts on a daily basis. We all get these, we call it noise, but we get these thoughts coming in. And a lot of us get tricked into believing that there are thoughts. So we embrace them. Okay? We take the energy. We give the thought energy, we move it into form, and we create it into our reality and experience it. That's what we do. So if a thought comes in and you go, well, this is my thought because it's got my name, it's connected to my emotions and everything, it's my thought. So that's what happens. We embrace it. And then we live it. We experience it. Whether it's good, not so good, or really bad. Now, one would say, well, this is too tedious, it's too involved, and I'm not interested in doing any of that stuff. Well, then that's fine. Then you continue to stay in the circle jerk lifetime after lifetime. That's what you're going to get. Because you don't care to go within to discover who and what you are, to free yourself from the prisons you have created for yourself through the ego mind. Everything, and no matter how real it is, see, here's where many of us will buckle because it's just so compelling and it feels so deeply real that we get sucked in. It's like, where does worry come from? Ego mind. It doesn't come from your heart mind. Heart mind doesn't worry, doesn't stress, doesn't fear. Period. Doesn't have anxiety. See, you're in a body, and the body's temporary. So it's not like you say, well, I'm going to be in this body forever. No, you won't. And when we have the technology that can give that body immortality, how long do you really think you'll stay in that? Do you think you'll stay in that body for 1 billion years? Probably no, most likely, Wayne, oh no. You'll stay in it for a certain period of time, then you'll say, okay, it's time for me to move on. I want to do other things. I want to experience, I want to create. But see, the illusion traps us. We get sucked into actually being so connected to the body that we believe we are the body. Isn't that wild? We do. But it's not like we're aware of that. Why do we have such a fear? Why do so many of us, when we get to an end cycle, right, to our stay in the body, we start detecting that it's ending? And many people are just frightened out of their wits. It absorbs them. They're constantly focusing on it. And it's an illusion. Now, honestly, for yourself, ask yourself this question. Now, I know that you know that you are omnipotently powerful supreme being, master creator that never, ever ends. Okay? You know it. It's not like you know it on the surface. That's easy. You know it deep within you, that that's exactly what you truly are. You don't have a name. That's the body, all right? That's here on this planet. You don't have a character or personality. That's this body. And you know that you, the real who and what you are, never expires, never ends. You're eternal. You're an eternal being, a ball of pure, deep, eternal love, highest cosmic conscious energy. All of us. Now, how do you believe or think you would feel if that was your conviction? You knew it. There was no doubt whatsoever. You had 100% confidence, 100% faith, and 100% trust in yourself of knowing that one particular discovery. Well, you wouldn't fear anymore. And you would move yourself into the thinking and desiring of the type of life or the life you would want to live, and then you would create it and manifest it. Okay. A lot of us are just kind of slugging around in the mud lifetime after lifetime. And some of us, I've been in this mud so long, so many lifetimes, I'm done with it. Okay. I'm going to move into the clear blue pool. There isn't anything we don't create. And you'll hear often, you'll hear this stuff come up on occasion, generation after generation at time. Well, there's things that the universe throws at you. But the interesting thing is you are the universe, and the universe is you. Who do you believe is actually throwing things, so to speak, at you? You are. And because we have this disillusionment, because we've been caught and programmed and conditioned for hundreds of thousands of years, we believe that this is, you've said it, this is the way life is. These are the cards I was handed, so I'm going to, I'll play these cards, I'll work with these cards. And that's all an illusion, the whole thing. Any one of us, at any time, can increase our vibrational frequency one step at a time, move into the bliss that we truly are within, and create a life that we only once dreamed about. No one dictates or controls you, period. Nowhere in this universe or all the other connecting universes. Nobody commands you, rules you, dictates to you, directs you, frightens you, pitifies you, period. But there is one that does. One. Only one. That's you. Is it a negative? No. Talking about this right now in this guided meditation is absolutely spectacular because we've acknowledged that. We're identifying it. It's not a judgment or ridicule or, again, the ego, mind's insecurity. It's heart-mindedness that we're saying, I get this. I get it. I'm starting to get it more and more every day. We pick up everything from the mind. Where does worry come from? Mind manifests. We get those fearful feelings, right? Bubble up inside. Fill the narrowing mind with doubt and resistance to trusting this life. And as you well know, all of us, we get these fearful feelings that bubble up from time to time inside of us and fill the narrowing mind with doubt and resistance to trusting this life. But the thing is that the thing we are worried about may or may not manifest. Yet the mind clenches so tight and is able to let go and relax. Logical, rational mind, right? To serve as our guide and forget what it's like to live from our heart. The majority of the people on this planet. We rely only on the logical, rational mind to serve as our guide and forget what it's like to live from our heart. We then become lost in the trial of perpetual tension left behind and the mind's anxious, what-if thinking. And the so-called worrier, which again is an illusion from the ego mind, inside us has lost its spiritual roots. It's forgotten how deeply to enjoy this life, be free from attachments in this world, and trust that everything is always unfolding perfectly in this divine, all-intelligent universe, which never ever makes mistakes. Ask yourself this question in the quiet time of this meditation. Do you trust your spiritual connection to this universe? And here's where the disconnection comes in. Because the disconnection creates for us the assumption, and I emphasize assumption, that we are powerless beings who are not the real manifestors of our future. We all know that if not more than 99% of anything that we get concerned about, worry about, whatever, right, never manifests. Yet, that crazy mind and ego are fixated on that little 1%. And that's what it literally fixates on, that 1% that may happen. May happen. And our ego mind wants full control of reality, thinking that having a stronger, more strategic hold on this life is the most optimum place to be. And this is a very key element here of this civilization. When we resist trusting in this life, resist trusting, we stop letting in love and honoring the divine mystery that surrounds us. And then what happens? You probably met people like this. Then what happens? The ego mind then becomes very tight, tense, demanding, controlling, and worried about everything. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody, and it's not like you're not judging or picking or anything. You just kind of flow along a conversation. Anything that you say, or make a statement or quote, whatever, the other being responds with, "Yeah, but what if this happens?" You see? Now, you could be very excited about something, or not even there with that you're the doom and gloom thing, right? And yet every single time you would say something, "Oh, but you haven't thought about this." Okay. Their master is the ego mind. It's like gripping it's gripping the metal and almost putting dents in it. It's tense, demanding, controlling, and worried about everything. And then you come across others that are mastered by the ego mind. And the ego mind thinks that real strength is found in hardness and wants total security, safety, 100% guarantee that life will be okay. And yet the ego doesn't realize that life is a perpetual leap of faith into the unknown. It's forgotten that true strength is found in softness, and that water always wins over rock in the end. Our ego is learning how to have a soft, forgiving heart filled with trust. For this is the only way to relax, enjoy this lifetime, and truly become worry-free, stress-free, anger-free, hatred-free. It can be super challenging to stop, okay? I think we all understand that. It can be super challenging to stop the ego mind. And some of us can get accustomed to blindly following the over-analytical, skeptical, doubting mindset and feel this is more intelligent and trustworthy than our free-flowing, spontaneously arising intuition. Why does this happen? Well, It's when we stop appreciating life just the way it is. It feels incapable of accepting that whatever will manifest tomorrow will be for the highest good of all concerned. See, and the ego pushes the mind to what? We become like this 24-hour slave laborer who's constantly efforting for security through pushing the mind to dwell only on a negative perspective of this life. So it is logical and so fearful that it believes, look at this through the heart-mind. It is illogical and so fearful that it believes thinking positively is just some weak, gullible, naive, unrealistic mindset that is unprepared for some potential future horror that could occur. And what are the quotes, sort of some of the quotes we've gotten in society? Get your head out of the clouds. That's so unrealistic, it's not even worth addressing. That'll never happen. Forget about it. Whether any problem has a solution or not, and all problems do, then what's the big deal? What's the big deal? It's like this biochemical cocktail has been created in the worry, and filled the brain with worry, stress, fear, anxiety that makes it quite challenging and almost painful to believe in positive thoughts. Have you ever been that way? Where one at home and life is somewhat under control if it keeps thinking negative thoughts. Okay? And this brain cocktail generates this right feeling that we should be concerned, stressed, and continue on this path, being even more serious and concerned about any potentially highly critical or important life situation. See, the mind cannot trust life or take a vacation, for it's never a good time to joke around. Have any fun. Appreciate our spiritual nature, or celebrate being alive today. This happens to many people all the time. So when the cocktail of worry, stress, fear, anxiety, of biochemicals have taken over the brain, it's so powerful that the only place that we can find any freedom or clarity is by shifting gears into higher consciousness. How do you do that? You focus in this quiet time of the meditation. You focus on the breath. You're only in the now. You shut down the ego mind. You shut it down. It's not there. It can't go there. What happens then? Well, all that chatter, that noise, for 60,000 thoughts a day, gone. That that biochemical cocktail that takes over the brain, gone. That fast, too. That fast. See, because when you go and you focus on listening, just listening to your breath, in and out, space between heartbeats, total relaxation, ease into the body, ease into it while you're doing it, and then remain perfectly still. And you don't have to do anything. You just be. And when we interject a steady stream of pure awareness into our mind, we slowly stop believing that our fearful fantasy is going to manifest. And the energy of pure consciousness acts like a river of clean, clear, flowing water, which purifies away the negative ideas which have little foundation in reality. And by simply being aware of our consciousness for just a few minutes, we can instantly release our ego's need to be afraid and in control. We can begin to sip a deeper, succulent experience of this life that feels open, trusting, and loves enjoying the sensations of a deeper relaxation within. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and a slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. It's very comforting to know that divine intelligence is your personal chauffeur through your entire life. It's true. You are always being guided down the right road, whether your mind believes it or not. You just have to pay closer attention to that natural state of trust that knows where your heart is leading you to go. That white-knuckle grip that your ego had on the wheel will loosen on its own accord. Yes, you can trust life. This life feels so good for the body. You'll enjoy the new situation coming into your future so much more. Through relaxation and trust, you'll be able to savor every moment of the ride. What's it like to trust life more than you ever have before? Trusting this life will support you in the only way to relax and be fully alive, so you can enjoy this amazing and awesome human adventure. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here for Friday, February 16, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you.